What is going on, my beautiful people? As you can see, I'm back out at the bow stand and the most famous river bottom on YouTube. And we're actually going to be putting out some attractant. As you guys know, in this area in the past we've had lots of deer, but this year we haven't had too many pictures. Now I did just check a trail camera, and I'll link the video up above and you'll be able to see what's on that. And even right now I don't know, because I'm going to take and I'm going to put out some attractant. So we'll see if the deer come into this attractant. This is Moultree green apple granular attractant. And this video is kind of a 2-for-1. I'm going to put out half the bag of this attractant here and then half the bag at another location that you'll see in just a moment. Then we'll come back in 2 weeks and see if this attractant brought anything in. But I'm going to go ahead and get this put out, and I'll see you guys at the next spot. So this is spot number 1. That's what it looks like after we spread that out. And I can tell y'all that I already smell the apples. So we'll go ahead and get to spot number 2 right about now. All right, everybody, we are at spot 2 that I was just telling you about. We got our green apple granular attractant. We got our trophy rock, our molasses block, where we've been putting out plenty of other stuff. I actually had a picture of a pretty decent buck. I'll link that up above. Please go watch it. That deer is a really good one. And there's actually a deer stand right there. But we're gonna go ahead, we'll dump out this green apple attractant. And again, I'm just dropping it in this whole little area and hoping that the deer will come in. And maybe we'll even get a cool picture of them with their nose covered in the powder or something like that. I think that'd be pretty exciting. But we're gonna go ahead. I just pulled this trail camera and it had 300 and something photos. I think 308. And that video should be up at this point. I'll link it up above, and then we'll come back in 2 weeks, see what ate at that other spot and this spot and came into this Moultree green apple attractant. All right, everybody, it has now been 2 weeks since we put out the apple attractant, and as you can see, it is wet right here. So a lot of that's probably been washed away. We have been having thunderstorms just about every night and some pretty decent rain over the past couple nights. We are going to put in a food plot here in about 2 weeks right over here by this stand, a little kill plot, but that will be a whole nother video. But this is where we've been getting the pictures of the big bucks recently. And I'm going to see just how many photos we have. 257 photos. So we got pretty decent amount of photos. The last 2 times I've pulled this card, we've gotten 2 really nice shooter bucks that I would be more than happy to take with my bow. So I'm pretty excited about this place. I need to come in here and do some work to clear up some lanes. I need to go ahead and start doing that. There's also a field where actually the property line is for a hunting club that they'll typically plant. So I really like this spot. This should be a really good spot. Hopefully we will get a picture of a big buck. All right, everybody, we have made it back to the house, and we have gone through the trail cameras from down in the river bottom and up on the hill where we just did the buck scouting and made all those videos like that. If you missed any of those videos, check it out up above. We have had consistent luck in this one spot, and down in the river bottom we've had consistent not luck. Haven't really had much success down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys what we found over the past 2 weeks. Some pretty exciting news and some pretty upsetting news. So first off, let's start in the river bottom. We had a couple different videos of some does. One had a fawn, and then we got this video that I'll play for you now. As you can see, it's just a bunch of different pigs, and it's pretty unfortunate. We used to not have pigs in this area, but for whatever reason, we've had past couple years an influx. So definitely need to get out there and do some hog hunting. So if you have any pointers on how to do that, drop those in the comments below, and I'm going to try to make a video where we go get some of these hogs. After that, I went ahead and I looked at the top of the hill. We got a bow stand from this location about 10 yards away, and this is a spot that I scouted out this year. That video is up on the channel. Put out some mineral, put out a trophy rock and some corn cobs, and then I put out this apple supplement, or this apple attractant, and each time we've had some pretty good luck here. So we'll go a little more in depth into this card. Right off the bat, we did have a doe come in. You can see the trophy rock there with the apple powder, and a doe came in almost immediately. I would have put this stuff out on the 2nd, so that next day at 1 p.m. we're having some deer come in. A little bit later that day, we did have another doe walk in with that first one. So we had 2 does come in, and again, this is all 10 yards from the stand, so it is pretty exciting to see that. And then I think I had made a comment somewhere in my video of setting this up that it would be cool if we got a picture of a deer with the powder on its nose. We didn't quite get one with the powder on its nose, but we got one sticking its tongue out at us, so I really like this picture. Also, if you look right above that doe's shoulder, there's a little indentation. I'll see if I can't zoom in on it for you guys, but it looks like this deer may have been shot at some point. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but it definitely looks like there's some sort of wound right there. So I don't know if she was maybe shot with a bow, a gun, or maybe it's just the deformity of her growing up. I don't know, but I thought that was cool nonetheless. And then I'm not sure if this is the same deer or not, but I just felt so bad for this deer because look at his eye. Like, its eye is either, yeah, it's just infested with ticks. Like, I don't know, that literally makes my eyes water to think about having that many ticks on your eye, and I really feel bad for that deer right now. After that doe, the next day on August 4th at 8:37 a.m., we have a pretty decent 6-pointer come in. I think this deer is a year, maybe 2 years old max, but I thought it was pretty cool because it actually still has spots on it. I know that's got a name. I'm not sure what the name of that is, but it looks like this deer still has its fawn spots, but yet it's a pretty decent 6-pointer, and it looks like it might even split into a 7-pointer. Looks like it might have a little bit of a hump right there off its main beam. So that's pretty exciting to see. You know, we got some younger bucks coming into this area, and I'll go more in depth of all the other deer we've had come in this area at the end of this video, but that's kind of just interesting to see that we have some more little bucks coming in. Here's another view of that 6-pointer. He's got his tongue stuck out at us as well. And I mean, you can see that that's a pretty decent 6-point. I mean, I'm not gonna shoot that deer. I probably wouldn't shoot that deer with a bow. Definitely wouldn't shoot it with a gun. He's just a young deer, but all around, he's got some great potential. And then right after that, we had this buck. Now this buck's a little bit further from the camera than I would like, and it didn't show that he really got too much closer. But this is a different buck that we haven't got on camera yet. So as you can see, he looks like he's a mainframe 8. He really doesn't appear to be that much in velvet anymore. I can't really tell. But this isn't a buck that we've gotten before. And I feel fairly confident about that, taking a look at it. Yeah, I don't think it's this deer. I'll throw another picture up on screen of the only deer that it potentially could be. But to me, it looks like his G1s are longer, and his brow tine's on that left side. I can't really see it, but it doesn't look like it curves back out or is as big as the brow tine on the left side of this picture. So that would lead me to believe that this is 2 different deer. So this deer I would definitely shoot with a bow. I would like to get a couple more pictures of him before I really say if I would shoot him with a gun or not. But this deer, I mean, probably 3-year-old buck, pretty decent deer. That's the first time I've got him on trail camera this year, so I was pretty excited about that. So on August 6th, we have another little buck come in, probably a 1-year-old, 2-year-old deer. Can't really tell much about him. Looks like he could be an 8-pointer, could be a 6-pointer. Nothing really fancy, just a basket rack, typical 2-year-old buck. Then on the 8th, we have the spotted buck come back in. We'll call him Spot just because he still has his spots. We got that Spot 6-pointer come in, and then right behind him, I'm pretty sure that's the same buck that we saw the first time, right? So they're a minute apart. August 8th, 12:58 p.m. August 8th, 12:59 p.m. So those 2 bucks are running together. After that big buck came in, we had a hawk on the 9th land. He probably got a squirrel or a rat or something like that. I thought that was interesting. Every time I get a picture of a bird or something like that, I think it's fascinating. And then we had a spike come in, so just another little buck. And then that's really it. That was all that we had as far as deer on that trail camera. But what I want to do now is I want to show you guys just kind of the different bucks that we've gotten. So the first buck we got after we first found this location was actually a big deer that we got last year. I want to say he's probably 2nd or 3rd on my hit list right now. But this is a deer we hunted a lot last year, and he's gotten a lot of mass. I mean, this thing is thick, at least in velvet from the last time we got pictures of him. He is a really thick deer. And I'll throw a picture of him up on screen. He's pretty tall, but you can just tell, I mean, his rack is thick. And I got another picture of him here. I'll throw that one up as well. Then we got this deer, which this deer is probably the #1 on my hit list. He looks a lot older, and he's wide. He's got that mainframe 8, and I just think he'd look really good hanging on my wall. I mean, honestly, this deer is probably the #1 deer that I'm wanting to hunt. The fact that we only got a picture of him at 143, I need to figure out where he's bedding, where he's staying, where he is during daylight hours. That way I can try to get in there and hunt him. But this deer looks magnificent. Looks like in this picture he's even starting to split off on that left side, or her right side, depending on how you want to look at it. So he may even be a 9 going on 10. But this deer is just fantastic. And then lastly, as you guys saw in this video, we have this deer, which it looks like another mainframe 8. I don't have too many pictures of him to tell what all he's got going on, but nonetheless, I think he's a shooter. So that's what my hunting season's looking like so far. Today when I'm filming this, it's August 19th. So we're about a month out. I think deer season comes in on the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it looks like it'll come in on the 12th. So we're inside a month now. But with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead, got my faith shirt on. We're gonna get into the Word of God, and we're gonna talk a little bit in Isaiah today. This is Isaiah 54, and we're gonna be looking at verses 17, and then we're gonna go back and look at 16. So the start of 17 is really where I wanna focus on, as it says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Whatever weapon is formed against you, you'll be able to overcome it. Through God, you'll be able to beat it. And with Jesus, you'll be able to beat it. I mean, even Jesus was able to beat death. Therefore, if you believe in him, you have eternal life, therefore beating death yourself. So no weapon formed against you shall prosper. But if you look at 16, that's when the true power of God is displayed. Because it says, "Behold, I have created the blacksmith, who blows the coals in the fire, who brings forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the spoiler to destroy." So what God's saying is, no weapon formed against you, I'm getting chills, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, because I made the blacksmith that made the weapon. Meaning, you know, Satan is the one that really tries to destroy us, right? He wants to get us further from God and to live in our own ways. So I got the chills rocking, y'all. But what's exciting about this to me is God's saying the weapon's not going to prosper because I created the blacksmith. I know what he's capable of, and I know what you're capable of. And because I created him, his weapons won't prosper against you because you are a child of mine. So that's just really, really exciting to me. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that message. I hope you go through, attack this week. When you have those thoughts, you have those weapons being used against you, make sure you know that, you know, you may be creating the weapon, but my God created you. And I think that should give you some motivation to get through the week. I know that it gives me the motivation to get through the week. And there's going to be more kind of on this subject in future videos if this is something you're interested in. And if you like the hunting, the fishing content, by all means, stick around as well. Got a lot more videos planned. If you can see this board behind me, there is a bunch of sticky notes. All those sticky notes are my video ideas for videos to come. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week. And always remember, guys, when nature calls or God calls, you better answer. Peace out.